Hello, my name is Rod Bates and I'm the owner of Koinonia Guide Service. Through the years, people have asked us at our seminars if we had the information we present at our seminars in another format. Well, last year I got together with Tucker and we did an introductory DVD to bass fishing, and today we're going to do one on catfishing.
Close till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
It's now November 5th. We're looking at a water temperature of 50 degrees. Handicaps us a little bit, but I think the Lord's going to bless us with some fish in the boat. But either way, we're going to present to you the gear, tactics that we use, and we'll hopefully give you some strategies that will help you catch more fish. What we want to cover today is we're going to cover flathead fishing on the Susquehanna River and channel cat fishing as well. So I'm going to pick up some gear now and show you and tell you why we use it. Okay, we're going for flatheads first. So one of the things you need is a bait net. One of the most difficult things about flathead fishing is they primarily like live bait. So therefore you've got to catch, keep live bait, and keep it healthy and in good condition. So we catch our bait by using rod and reels. It's a lot of fun. Flatheads is like the gift that keeps on giving. You get to go catch fish to catch bigger fish, so it's a lot of fun. So you need yourself a bait net. We do have a cooler operating now with an aerator, and you'll get to see that later in the trip. The other thing we do is if we are fishing in a particular area and we want to move to another area, rather than throwing our baits away or putting them in a live well or in the bait container and getting all tangled, we put them in individual cups. So you put water in the cup, put it in, put your bait in there, it sustains your bait till you get to your next spot. If in fact the flatheads decide they want cut bait, well, at that point in time obviously you want a fillet knife, and what we do is we'll open up the cavity of the fish so the guts can come out, maybe cut off the dorsal fin, and I also use a Team Catfish a dead red spray. It helps to enhance the scent and flavor of the fish. When dealing with fish, channel cats primarily, but flatheads sometimes too, you use jaw spreaders. These are easy to use. You put them in the fish's mouth, open it up, it opens the mouth and allows you to get that hook out relatively easily. You're going to need yourself a good pair of pliers, smaller version obviously for removing hooks, bigger version when you got to get down deep into the mouth of a big flathead. Another thing that's super valuable to have is these Team Catfish grippers. All you do is you slide them on your wrist, you open them up, grab the fish. These jaws are rounded, which is very good because it keeps from hurting the fish. And they also have a hole here that you can put your scale in so you don't have to puncture the fish in order to weigh that fish. So these are very handy. Make sure you put them on your wrist when you release the fish. I've had some children in the boat already, didn't do that, and the fish will swim away with our grippers, so make sure you do that. Obviously when we're flathead fishing, you're going to need a big net. The state record for flatheads in Pennsylvania is I think 48 pounds 7 ounces, so your average flathead out here is going to be approximately 5 pounds. So that's why we carry a bigger net for flatheads than we do for channel cats. Now, we fish with 50-pound test braided line, and this is a particular rig that we have developed, and we'll show this to you in more detail later, but this is what we call the Koinonia rig. This rig is designed that it basically has a rattle in it, so that when the fish moves, this rattle goes and it can help attract fish. We've got 50-pound braided line, as I spoke about. We've got a sinker slide, a 75 or 100-pound swivel. Now this is 80-pound Dacron line, so this is our leader material. And then that goes down, and this particular rig, this is an 8/0 double action Team Catfish hook. Basically, you're fishing it like a circle hook, and when you're using a circle hook, you just reel slowly, wait for the fish to make a mistake and turn, and as he pulls away, that hook rotates into the jaw and hooks that fish. Unlike a J hook, which I'll show you next. Now, when we're fishing the J hook, that's a whole different hook set, and we'll have to demonstrate that to you live. But again, it's the same rod. It's the Team Catfish Thunderstick. These are one-piece rods, 7'6", and they're a medium heavy rating. This is a J hook, and still we got the same Dacron leader. Okay, we talked to you earlier about how we snell a hook, so I'm going to show you a fast, easy way to snell a hook. And you saw me lift some flatheads in the boat. We have that much confidence in that, snelling that hook. So you take your hook, the eye of the hook, and your line. Always go through the eye towards the point of the hook. So you bring it through there. So this is your tag end. You don't want that to be real long because it can get down in here and foul your hook. So what you want to do is take that tag end and slide it back to the bend of the hook so that it looks like that. Now the next step is very simple. 8 turns. Bring this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now that's pretty tight there, but if you get a little wild on it, you can push it up and make it look real pretty. Same thing as at the beginning of the knot, through the eye of the hook towards the point of the hook. Take that line through the eye towards the point of the hook. You are done. That is the knot we've been lifting these flatheads right in the boat with. Now let's say you're fishing chicken livers or chicken necks or anything like that, and you want you want to put meat on here. So you put the meat on here, but you always have excess meat that wants to fall off. So what you do is you just back this up, put the meat on the hook. The meat's on the hook, you have excess meat, you draw it tight, and that loop helps you to fix that kind of bait as well. Very simple to do. Through the eye towards the point of the hook, 8 wraps. Through the eye to the point of the hook, tighten it up, you're done. Very easy knot to do. Very good knot. You can use it for all species. So when I hook this, I want to come below the dorsal towards the rear, bring it through. You always need to clean your hook off so there's nothing there to foul the penetration into the fish. So you take that off of there. That's less obstruction. A J hook is different than the circle hook. Circle hook, we said we rind slow, the hook rotates. A J hook, you've got to wait till you get the proper bite, and then you got to set the hook on these fish hard. Now flatheads are notorious for running into brush, running under rocks, running right at the boat. Try to be as simultaneous as you can. When you set that hook, you set it hard, you immediately go to the reel and start reeling in, and real fast. Oftentimes I'll have a client say, I got him, oh he's gone, and I'll yell, reel, 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 and they'll reel and they'll catch up to that fish and they'll say they got him. So that's important to know how to set the hook and drive it home. We use a double anchoring system when we're fishing for catfish, because any winds out of the southeast swings the boat. When you swing the boat, your baits are dragging, your sinkers are getting caught up, and it just becomes a problem. So we'll show you the double anchor system as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pack up the gear. We're going to head up to a hole where I think we're going to find some flatheads. This is the time of the year when you can catch flatheads during the daytime. Typically, once we hit June, July, August, and September, it's primarily a night bite for flatheads. Late September, October, we can catch them in the daylight. So we're going to fish daylight for flatheads, and hopefully the Lord's going to bless us with some fish. Catch up to you in a short bit of time. Okay, so we talked earlier about the disc sinker. What we're going to do now is we put that on a sinker slide. So that allows that sinker to slide, so the fish actually can move some. The fish can pick up that bait and move and not feel that weight, so that's important to have that sinker slide. This is the circle hook. So when you're fishing with circle hooks and J's at the same time, I like to fish circles all on one side of the boat, J's on the other side of the boat, so there's never any confusion, because when you set the hook, it's 2 different styles of setting the hook. So I'm going to put some bait on here and let's see if we can get a fish. Okay, phase one is complete. Lord bless us with great weather. The wind didn't hurt us, the cooler temperatures didn't hurt us. Ended up with 10 flatheads, which is phenomenal from November 5th. Now we're going to change out all the gear, put on the Channel Cat gear, Team Catfish Secret 7 bait, and we're going to go see if he'll bless us with some Channel Cats as well. Okay, we're getting ready to start the second half of the trip. Lord bless us with a great part this morning, going for the flatheads. So we relocated to another part of the river. We went south. This has been an area that's been very productive for us for channel cats. So we're going to talk to you about channel cats, and we're going to go out and try to get some of them in the boat for you. Channel cats, where the flatheads had a rounded tail and a big wide head, channel cats are going to be more rounded. They're going to have a forked tail, and channel cats' jaws are actually stronger than the flatheads. So, you know, you saw us use the fish grippers earlier. You definitely want to use them here. So again, we'll be using the Team Catfish fish grippers, which we already showed you. Again, typical tools, pliers, gonna want them, braided scissors. Something that we can do for channel cats, we don't do it, but you might want to do it if you're fishing from shore or you're not as mobile as we are, is you could chum for channel cats. Now you can buy commercial blocks of bait on the internet. You can cut them into smaller chunks, put them in a Ziploc bag or whatever, take your chum pot along with you, tie a bag like this to your anchor. Make sure you know the regulations in your state, what you're allowed to do, how they have to be labeled, etc. And that can bring catfish into you. I talked to Jeff Williams at Team Catfish about that in the past, and he said, well, how do you fish for him now? Because he has a bait that's so good, I thought we could use that for chum. And the only bait I use for channel cats is the Team Catfish Sudden Impact. Now this bait is a fiber bait, but in the wintertime, cold temperatures, again we're at 50 degrees, you don't need a big glob of bait out there. A smaller bait glob is all you want to put on there. So we'll show you how we do that once we get up in the river and get set up for it. They also make their Secret 7, which is another great bait. So we use Sudden Impact primarily in the rivers and Secret 7 in lakes and ponds. Very good baits made by Team Catfish. Give them a try, you're going to love them. When we use the Sudden Impact, we said we're using a number 4 treble hook. When I'm using paste baits like the Secret 7, you use what they call dip tubes. And you can use them with a treble hook, or this one's rigged with a J hook. So the dip tube, you rub that paste in there, it gets in the dip tube, and it helps hold the bait on for you. Sinker bumpers, another thing we use a lot. We use egg sinkers, so I'm going to get the rod up now and show you that gear, talk about it a little bit, but we'll fine tune that when we get up in the water. I like to use Bass Pro Shops Extreme Gear or the Johnny Morris series. The nice thing about channel cat fishing is you don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of different gear. You can use your bass rods and they'll work just fine for channel cats. I like using bait casters because they lay better in my rod holders. Basically what we do when we're channel cat fishing is, once again, we got wind. We'll probably use the double anchor system like we did for the flatheads. Channel cats, they're scavengers. They'll eat anything. Worms, shrimp, chicken gizzards, stuff like that. They'll eat minnows. But Sudden Impact is the only thing you need to catch these fish, and that's what we use. And so let's get upriver, take you up there, show you how we do it. Team Catfish has been working on a winter blend for us. I have both types in the boat here. Basically it deals with the consistency of the bait. I'll get to show you that. So let's go get some channel cats and have some fun.
Till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
The second spot we came to. The first spot, we gave it about 10 minutes. I felt the current was a little bit too strong for this water temperature. So we came in a little bit closer to the shoreline looking for fish. We found some fish. So now what happens is they quit biting on us. So I'm just going to leave out about 15 yards of rope on the anchor. We'll drift back and see if we can catch fish. And we'll continue to do that until we don't get any more fish. And you can do that way with one anchor. You can fish a multitude of spots, a multitude of fish without pulling your anchor and running. So I'm going to leave some line out, see if we can get some more.
We'll go,
Okay, we're wrapping up the day. Tucker's going to put this all in a video for you. Kind of a summary. We were blessed with a great day. The Lord gave us great conditions. They were calling for heavy winds. We weren't sure if we wanted to try to do the shoot today. We opted to go, and we were blessed with flatheads, blessed with channel cats. Good temperatures, just a great time. We started out this morning, it was 49-degree water temp. It worked its way up to 53-degree temp. But again, this is still late in the season for catching catfish, but you know, we had a good day. It was a good time in the water. Hopefully these tips and techniques and the gear we use will be a benefit to you. If you have any questions, you can email us, you can call us. You know, I want to give a shout out. We got some great national sponsors like Bass Pro Shops and Mercury, Team Catfish, Plano Tackle Systems, Pradco Fishing. Great sponsors. They give us products, put them in our hands. We get to do some R&D for them. So if you come out on a guide trip with Koinonia, you get to experience all this great gear that we get to experience. So again, thank you. I hope you enjoy the DVD, and I hope it's helpful to you. And we hope to hear from you and see you on the water. Be blessed. Have a great year, and hope to hear from you.
Fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.